Welcome to TradeTheNBI.com. This is John. This report is for December the 18th, and it was a nice way to start the week. It was well in line with our expectations. We had sold puts going into the end of last week for our SSO, looking to capture a market rebound where most technical analysis would be telling people to run, get scared, whatever, and we weren't seeing it from our expanded ratio histogram setups and that. So we wanted to be long that overall setup, and we didn't go in a huge amount. It was modest, but we did it both with futures as well as with the SSO, so that we had a balanced approach to it. And if we take a look at our weekly chart, just to begin the new week, it's always good to take a reference. We're coming off these orange dots. All have different projections. We're looking at 1454, INX 52, and then the big target up there at 74. So still 20 plus points away from what our expectation is. So by no means are we even concerned about what the overall setup does. That mean it's going to just go straight there? Not necessarily, but we're not worried about it. We're at negative 15 on the extreme. That's not exactly overbought. Does it mean that we can still get some retrace from that? Sure, but overall, still right within our expectations. So, I started playing around with this. I was like, oh yeah, I could draw a line here. And what if I want to say that, we go right there, we ignore those high points, we'll ignore this, that, the other. We can come up, do this, we can put that one down there. Then I did the lows right here, or maybe we want to touch that one, and then ignore that high. It's just lines. And so I just want to keep doing that for you, so you can see that just because you put a line on here and price gets close to it or whatever, it does not give you a probability one way or another as to what's going to happen. You have to have a little bit more math behind it than just that. And again, Bollinger guys were expecting a move back down to the midline. Didn't exactly happen. I talked to you about the 13 EMA for the funds that typically will put real money at work, and in fact they did do that right at their typical little level. And now you're getting close to the top part of the band. Of course, it's contracting, so that will frighten some other people, and the story just goes on. And we're just going to continue to keep making our trades and plug away while other people get worried, concerned, frightened, whatever. And so the computer didn't change. 1452 upside, 1409 downside. No change in those projections overall. We did get a nice bump up from the price oscillator, and we kind of expected that. I would have loved to have seen it below the negative 50. I would have had us even go in harder to the upside, but it's well within the calculations of what we were looking for. And here we go with our SSO. So when we look at our 60 puts that we sold, we got the 50-something cents. We were underwater. It was looking horrible. Everyone was terrified. And lo and behold, we gapped up, and it just continued to move on that direction. So what we want to do is we're going to follow the ABM. Members with the indicators have this, and they can put that right on. And we can see the fast target is all the way up to 60.23. So if we look, let's go ahead and put SSO up from our website. We can see there are cross bases 59.45. 60.23 becomes our stop. So no matter what, we're going to be the 50 cents plus, and then the 23. So no matter what, we've locked in a nice gain, regardless if it retraces or not. Puts us up a little over 1% from being slightly down, a little less than 0.1% or so. I think it was like 0.3, something like that, 0.3%. USO did exactly what we wanted. We wanted to look for it to move back up over that 32 level. Now that it has, I want to go ahead and turn around and sell 6 of the 32 calls, and we want to get somewhere, we were looking for somewhere around 40 cents, got up to 39. That was more than reasonable to take that, and that would leave us 300 shares if those get taken away, and if not, we'll just collect a portion of premium again, because we wanted to lighten the load on that going into the year end anyway. So it's well within our expectations, and we were still looking for this upside target of the catfish at 32.37, which happened to be these dots for new trial members coming in. Catfish. We also had the orange dot right there, and that was also catfish and an extreme fractal. Now they both gave the same up target. So a little short of that up target, but still has plenty of time to get there. Not an issue. Gold like to show up just because it's worthwhile. We had been looking at the strength in other commodities, and puts in a gap, so there may be some potential. You'll notice that we're at the same matching lows and a much higher shakeout, so some people could get surprised who've been betting on gold going down. Could be ready for that pop again. CLF, we had orange dot 78 minute following the ABM there. And from a CLF standpoint, let's take a look, because we had gotten called away on a few of our shares. We had 1,200. Half of them got called away. That was fine. What we want to do now is sell half at 34 strike, 470 cents, as we move into the year end and begin to lighten our load. So we're right at that. That projects up to 34.35, so it should be easy to get those 34 full value 70 cents for them, and that would be fine. No objection to it. We're not overbought, oversold. It's kind of actually a little bit of a decline from that at negative 22 on the extreme histogram. So yeah, even if we got it dip back down to the 32.75 range, that would not be a shock. And all in all, just fine with that. X, likewise, we're down to just a couple hundred shares from X. I don't think I have that one. So if we're on the member homepage, which is right where the daily video report is, we could just go over and click X, and it'll take us right to it. And 200 shares left of it at our nice low-cost basis. After we've done quite a bit of work to get that from the mid upper 20s that we had it originally earlier in the year. So we want to sell 24 calls on those two contracts for 41 cents going into the week's end. So that's our plan there. Reason being, yeah, we still have a higher extreme, lower close. May still get a little bit of a pop in there. Not too worried about it, but either way, it'd be fine to end it and be fresh and ready to start again. So people ask me, will we be using these same stocks going into next year? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Commodities are still going to be hot. Definitely going to be an inflation play. And we'll have to see how the economy is doing in some cases. But like WLT, we wanted to be out of it. It's already retracing back. It may even be before the year's out. We end up selling puts on WLT, particularly if we get another little bit more of a drop from it. I'm being anxious for us to sell some puts to get into a new position. This was a shocker to some, not to us. I had been talking on Stock Twits a little too incessantly probably about how Apple was a great turnaround play for this week, given that we were expecting a nice pop from the market. And like I said, the market wasn't going to reach its target without Apple getting up there. And so I said anywhere between 505, 510, you wanted to be starting to buy calls. We dipped down to 503. I think we got a bunch of buy signals on our live dot alerts around the 503, 505 range, and it just took off from there. And it was a fairly simple call. And this is where, I talk about these guys getting trapped into situations where they're just not prepared. You had buyers. We knew they were going to create a washout effect, and they in fact did that. And then boom, now we got GAM MBI back to back, and you can see that EBM is going to reset there for target rise going back up. So all in all, that was a nice move there. From our ES standpoint, we can go ahead and take a look at the futures. No matter which contract you were trading, whether you were still in the ESZ or moved on like I did to the ESH, both hit the targets easily. Easy, 800, 400 per contract. We were only doing 2 little contracts, and we'll continue to do that. In fact, I think I still have, my daily trade, which looks for just small portions, still in that one from that 14.15. Never traded out of it so far for the day, and that one's separate of the one I had been showing you, which was just the 25 contracts that I originally had for this one. Only have 5 left, and we'll be looking to take any little retrace going back down and get back in it. That was a nice move from having these. I had these on the ESH there for 14.11, so that was just nice. I think was fairly expected. There was no real shock to anything that was going on here, and we're just going to continue to make our aggressive plays towards the year end. We're being a little more aggressive by not selling out on our nice move from SSO, so we're going to hold on to that one. If we get a little bit of a retrace at all and we lose that one, we'll go ahead and return and sell puts again. So don't be afraid. We'll be making some additional trades before this year closes out. We still want to get a little bit higher on our performance report. And for those who want to go and find out where that is, easiest way to do it would be scroll back up, turn to your home page, and go to our portfolio. And right there, portfolio summary. And this is what we've been looking at. So that's actually increased from our futures, as well as we have the SSO moving higher, and the increases in what we have left for the other stocks. It's all fantastic. So no issues, and I guess it's a good time to be a member at this particular point where it's tough because a lot of technical analysis is not supporting a long move in this particular case. In fact, I think I just got a couple of emails where it was saying that Apple has just put in a long-term sell signal. It's like, wow, at this particular point, after having made $15+ for the day on it, kind of strange to get that, but okay. There's all different types of trading, and nothing wrong with any of that. It's just a different approach here, and we're just going to continue to use our fractal buy setups and make good trades. So continue to look for me on Stock Twitch Twitter. Oh, if you get a chance, you can always see on our YouTube channel I put up my daughter's science project where she went ahead and did a little bit different correlation of fractals in nature and tied it to the stock market. It was quite interesting to see. So as always, though, continue to trade well.